Hi Rico, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. So, I appreciate you coming in again to meet with me individually.
Yeah.
So, the first session that we had, I brought your parents in. That way, I could kind of get their perspective of what was going on.
Yes.
And I noticed, they kind of talked more about the problem, and I didn't really get to hear much from you.
Yeah.
So, I really want more of like your perspective of what's going on.
Okay.
Um, so, I will say, they shared that you've recently been diagnosed with OCD.
Yes.
Okay. So you've recently been diagnosed with it at 15, but how long have you been dealing with like the OCD behaviors?
A while.
Okay.
Pretty much my whole life.
Okay. So like as long as you can remember.
Yes.
Okay. So they kind of shared how it's been interfering from the outside, but from your perspective, how has OCD affected your life?
It's affected me a lot.
Okay. In what ways?
Making me late for school.
Okay. What's been happening that causes you to be late?
Just stuff I had to do, over and over.
Okay.
Zipping up, getting ready. I
Okay.
have to make sure it's zipped up, and if it's not zipped up, I have to and then tie my shoes. I tie it, and then I untie it, and then I tie it. It
Okay.
makes me late.
Okay. So when you're late for school, how are you feeling?
Bad.
Okay.
It makes me not want to go to school
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I'm late.
Yeah. Your mom did share that homeschooling might be an option for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like your dad agrees with that too much.
No.
So how do you feel about homeschooling?
I would like it.
Okay. Can you tell me why you would like to do homeschooling?
Yeah, I have trouble in school sometimes
Okay.
with other students
Okay.
messing with me.
Okay. What do you mean by messing with you? How does that look?
They mess with me, like when they walk by, they'll move furniture, they bump into it, and they know it bothers me because I'm used to routine, everything's a certain way.
Mhm. So when they're messing with you, it's kind of throwing you off.
Yes.
Okay. So when things are in perfect order, how are you feeling?
I feel good.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you take me through a time when things are not in order? How you feel?
Yes. So someone walks in the table, moves it, I feel anxious.
Okay.
I want to get up immediately and move it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Your parents also shared that you've been having a hard time having friends over.
Yeah.
Because when they come over, you kind of go behind them and maybe fix things.
Yeah.
How has that affected your relationships and like finding friends?
It's hard to have people over because they move stuff a lot.
Yeah.
And I have to fix it. Everything has to be in place. It just makes me feel anxious.
Yeah. So you don't enjoy too much having them come over.
No.
How do you do when you go to their houses?
I want to fix stuff.
Okay.
So I just end up not doing it.
Okay. So what would you identify as the main problem being? Like, what are we here to help fix?
Just everything being me trying to fix everything and doing stuff over and over.
Okay. Okay. And then I kind of want to touch on another thing that your parents shared in the first session. It's about your shower routine and how that's been getting longer and longer every time. Can you tell me more about that? Like when you're going to get a shower, like what is taking
I
longer?
always have to look behind the curtain.
Okay.
Because I feel like I'm being abducted. Someone's going to take me.
Okay. So like this nervous feeling.
Yeah.
Would you say like paranoia a little bit?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is all really good information, and I'm glad that you're taking this step to come and get some counseling about it. So I kind of want to review what this type of therapy is, and it's cognitive behavioral therapy. And the idea behind it is that our thoughts and feelings and behaviors are all linked together.
Okay.
So if you're having negative thoughts, that's going to affect your feelings, and then that's going to affect the behaviors that you're having. So the idea is to kind of mold and change these negative thoughts and feelings and make them more positive, and then you'd have more positive outcomes.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
There's just something I can do to work on it.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different skills and techniques that we review with. We call it CBT. So with CBT, and one that I think would be really helpful to begin with for you is called thought records. So what that is it's a sheet like this, and it's broken down in columns, and you're going to review, you're going to write the situation,
Yes.
you're going to write the thoughts and feelings that you had, you're going to write the negative thoughts that you had. So we call them negative automatic thoughts. So these are things that you can't control, they just pop in your head.
Yeah.
So you'll write that down, and then you're going to write how the situation turned out. So an example of that would be the situation is the shower.
Okay.
How do you feel about, getting into the shower? What are your automatic thoughts? You said you feel like.
Someone's behind the curtain.
Right. And then, well, how does that situation turn out?
You have to keep checking.
Right. So, and then over time, what we're going to do is review it, and it kind of helps you increase your awareness about your negative thoughts. And that way you can see how your thoughts are directly impacting the behavior. So you're having negative thoughts that someone is behind the shower curtain, and so what's the behavior? You keep checking.
Yeah.
So that's just an example of one of the techniques that we'll use, and that's kind of going to be your homework, today, and we'll review it during the next session, and I'm going to have you keep, track of these thoughts.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay. Again, I appreciate you coming and meeting with me. I know it's not easy to reach out for help, but it's a good sign, that you're ready to make some positive change.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, you have a great day. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.